My name is Patrick. This is my partner Hannah. Today we're going to tell you about what we love about living in the Midlands of South Carolina, and not really from a real estate agent point of view, but just from our experience growing up and living here. So I know Hannah, but tell us where you're from and where you live now.
So I grew up in Lexington. I went to the University of South Carolina and I loved Columbia so much I decided to stay. I actually live in Earlwood right now, which is a neighborhood in downtown Columbia, and I commute to Lexington every day.
And that commute for you is about how long?
It's about 18 minutes to my office, and I would say about 25 minutes roughly to like the heart of Lexington, which is Main Street.
Mm-hmm. And I'm over in Irmo full time. I love it because I'm centrally located to everything in the Midlands, so I can get to downtown Columbia, Northeast, Lexington, the lake pretty quickly from where I live, and I fell in love with the area and the neighborhood. I also have a weekender in Gilbert on the lake that I love going to, and that brings us to really our favorite thing about Lake Murray is about the area is Lake Murray, and Hannah pretty much grew up on the lake.
So I grew up going to the lake pretty much every single weekend with my family. Every single weekend now we go out with our friends. We always tie up. There's no alligators or sharks or anything scary. There's like, I guess, some bass that are the biggest fish I think we have out there.
It's a huge lake for fishing. There's like 7 national tournaments at the lake. So outside of Lake Murray, we've got to talk about the restaurants and bars, because I grew up here. There wasn't much to eat. There weren't many places to go to besides like Pizza Hut and a few local stuff. Now there's a lot of like local restaurants, and a lot of the restaurants we go to are like local, privately owned. Mm-hmm. And tell us a little bit like your thoughts on Columbia and how it's grown.
As a college student coming into Columbia, I was in heaven. There's bars and restaurants everywhere. Now that I've grown up and I go to Charleston and I go to Charlotte, I'm seeing how much is coming here now. Mm-hmm. Like they're making new breweries, they're making new restaurants, they're taking land and I guess developing it into more of like a tourism area, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot more like not attraction.
And I would say it's like a college town, but it's been behind on that stuff for a long time.
For a really long time.
For the longest time, Columbia had 5 Points, and that's where everybody went out to restaurants and bars. But now the Vista has really exploded, and then all these other little neighborhoods around Columbia are growing as well.
When they're taking the area, and I think they're redoing it and putting like a spin on what's been there for years.
Yep.
Like some of the like Savage Craft.
Yep, absolutely.
Taking an old firehouse and redoing it.
Yeah, and this really cool atmosphere outdoor. So, and also Lexington has seen a lot of changes. Like Main Street in Lexington has some great restaurants and bars, which is good for this area because Lexington has a lot of like corporate chain fast food. You know, we're in the South, so lots of fried food and burgers, but we're getting more really great stuff in Lexington as well. So also another thing we love about the area, I'd say the other activities and things to do, like Riverbank Zoo, and you love Riverbank Zoo.
I love Riverbank Zoo.
Yeah, I've been to zoos all over the world. I would say it's like the best one I've ever been to. I lived in Chicago for a long time, and that zoo, I think it's a Lincoln Park Zoo, is supposed to be one of the best in the world. And besides the place where you go in and the monkeys are all climbing around you, the rest of it doesn't even come close to Riverbanks. Really.
There's also like so many events they host there, like the Boo at the Zoo and the Wine Walk.
Yep, you drive through the lights. Christmas lights are great. And then of course you have Soda City, which you love.
That's every single Saturday down on Main Street in Columbia. It's a bunch of small businesses and shops and food trucks and musicians, and they'll play every Saturday. I go out there, walk the dog.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I'd say the last thing that we love about living here is the proximity to other great places. So like Charleston and Charlotte, Atlanta, Savannah. But for us, we love like just the proximity to, first of all, there's an airport in Columbia, but the Charlotte airport is just 90 minutes away. And you just flew to Mexico from Charlotte. How many hours was that flight?
Like a 3-hour flight to Mexico, direct. It was so nice.
And you can get, like, they don't fly international or from Columbia, but the connection's really quick. Coming into Columbia is so easy. Everybody I know who comes to visit, they're like, I can't even believe that airport. Like you can literally arrive 20 minutes before your plane takes off and go through security and everything, be fine. And then the same getting back in, it's super easy.
When I would say compared to the other areas, like you just mentioned, like Atlanta and Charlotte and Charleston, our price point here is so affordable.
Seriously affordable. Like our average price point's in the low 300s. And of course we go up, like on Lake Murray, I'd say the average Yeah, it depends by area, but you can get a lot for 900,000 on the lake with a view. We're talking, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, or even maybe a 4 bedroom. And that's, I'd say Lake Murray's one of the most popular underpriced lakes in the country. And this area's grown tremendously, but the affordability, even though we've seen a hike in the market over the last couple of years, like still extremely affordable.
Great.
Yeah. So if y'all are thinking of moving, I just said y'all. If y'all are thinking of moving to the area, maybe here are those other areas we spoke about. We cover the Midlands, but we've got friends and colleagues that sell real estate all over the place. If you're looking Charlotte, Charleston, Atlanta, we can help you there too. And we're always happy to answer any questions you may have about the area.